YouTube. Now, I often ask, if you know me, well, if you've been watching enough of my videos, you'll know that I like to think a lot about stuff. All kinds of stuff. Like labels. Black, male, gay, tall. All four of those labels describe me, but it's a part of me. A part of a sum that composes me. Usagi-san from Junjo Romantica is tall, deep-voiced, takes control, romantic. Those are some labels that are attached to him that allow me to describe him to someone who doesn't know him. And this is a cartoon, this is an anime character from Junjo Romantica. If you've seen me on YouTube, you'll definitely know that this is something that I love watching. Junjo Romantica is about 3 gay couples, and they all have their little something. But they all can be described in certain ways, and they have certain characteristics that help us explain who they are. And a lot of people, when it comes to sexuality, will say they don't like labels. But I'm sorry, are you going to buy a labelless can of tuna? Are you going to buy a labelless can of beef and you don't know what's in it? Are you going to buy something that's labelless? Now, yes, people are not cans of tuna. And you don't know if you're allergic to tuna, so you're not going to eat it. If you know it's tuna. But a little red flag goes off if someone were to say to me, I don't want to label us as boyfriends. Now, I do know that there are people who feel as if the label dooms everything, but like marriage, that label is so important regardless. And people say, oh, I don't need a piece of paper to say that we love one another. Well, you don't, but if you want the rights and benefits that go with this and the security that goes with knowing that you're married under the law, then you're going to have to accept that label. Yes, we're not all things that, you slap a label maker on and that's what we are. But if I were to hear someone tell me that if after we've been dating for a while that they don't want to put the label boyfriend on them, bye. I don't have time for someone who doesn't know what they want or who won't accept that label, especially if that's what we are. In my only relationship, really, after a while, basically that was, since we had been acting as that to one another, as boyfriend to one another, we had to accept that label because that's what we were. And I really think that, if it's progressing to the point where it's like, yeah, that's what you are, stop fighting it and accept it. All people aren't the same way, I understand. But as far as dealing with me, if you don't know who you are, don't expect me to tell you. And if you're going to be dealing with me, it's best to know. Now, it just really, I don't know, it just really wouldn't sit well with me. Like if we've been maybe seeing each other for maybe 3 months or so, or maybe 2 or 3 months or something like that, for him to say, well, I don't want the label of boyfriend, because that would make me think, okay, if we're seeing each other, what is this, are we moving toward monogamy? Are we there already? Or is this something where you're saying, well, you'll be my main thing, but I may go elsewhere? It's kind of like a polyamorous kind of thing. And people who are poly can be faithful, they vacillate within their polyamory, and they know what kind of things that they'll be able to handle. I can't handle that. I'm blunt about it. But we need labels to not only describe who we are, but who the people in our life are to us. They're almost So we have to know what people are to us and what people are to them, and how our relationship to another person. Son-in-law, pretty straightforward, right? Husband is straightforward. Boyfriend, girlfriend, straightforward. And sometimes, even though Facebook has its complicated status, they might as well just put in booty call. And life, when somebody says no one dies a virgin, life rumps us all. So if anything, those are just my thoughts on the whole label thing, and how some people believe that, I'm a person, I'm not a can of tuna, don't label me. Well, I'm sorry, but if you don't want to be seen as gay, and you're sticking a man, or a man is sticking you, and you're liking it, I'm sorry. You can call yourself bent or rutabaga, but eventually you're going to have to describe what bent or rutabaga is. So anyway, see you later, YouTube. Buenos dias.